Hi guys, welcome to today's episode of Speak Your Mind with Ovie, and today in the house we have an interior designer who is very good in design thinking. And before we actually came down here, we had to go to downtown Toronto Metro Convention. What did you call it again?
Toronto Metro Convention Center.
So we're going to the design show.
Yeah, it's called Interior Design Show Toronto
Interior
2022.
Interior Design Show Toronto 2022. We're going over there and we're going to see what is out there for us in terms of designs and in terms of interiors and all that. So stick to the tune and we'll have this uploaded in the channel as well. Hi. Say hi to Sakshi.
Hi.
Alright.
Mount Everest Base Camp, which is through Nepal.
Yeah.
So you go to Kathmandu and then take a flight to the base camp village, right? What's the village name?
Lukla.
Lukla, yeah.
Lukla.
Yeah, and the flight from Kathmandu to Lukla is the deadliest flight, and the airport,
Yeah.
you're gonna shit your pants.
Are you serious?
It is so scary.
Yeah, it's more in mountain area, so
Yeah,
you know.
one
The
of the
flight-
deadliest.
One of the deadly. Why is it deadly? What's deadly about
Yeah,
it?
everywhere mountain, right? And there
Everywhere
are no
mountain.
space to
No space to land.
Yeah,
No space to land.
So what if the plane
When
actually?
the place cross the mountain, and then there is
There's no land.
Wow.
And it's
Is
also
it-
the shortest runway. It's one of the shortest runways in the
like
world.
like that everywhere mountain, and in the center side.
in the
so-
center place there is a wow.
Yeah. And then you take
Have there been any plane crashes? Have there been any plane crashes over there before?
Sometimes
many, yeah.
You said many?
Like over the history,
Jeez Christ!
yo, like
What's the place again?
what's the village name?
So Lukla.
Set Lukla in Nepal.
Lukla in Nepal. Go.
Lukla in Nepal.
Go
You've
for
got to
it,
be
guys.
very, very careful. Set
Yeah.
Lukla in
Big
Nepal.
Right, go there.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you take like a 12-day trek from there to
Yeah.
Mount Everest Base Camp.
Mount Everest Base Camp.
Yeah.
I have that in my bucket list for sure, 100%.
Yeah, go for it.
Everyone is going for the games. But I and Sakshi, we're going all the way for design thinking work. So everyone is going for the games, but we're going for a show.
Yeah. So it's going to be crowded for sure because
Yeah,
apparently it was just for like weekends this show,
yeah.
and they've got so many people here. So
We're gonna see how it goes.
yeah.
Toronto Metro Convention Center. So she took me out there and we saw different artifacts. Not just artifacts, we saw home decors, we saw beautiful home decors, which we will include and you will see at the course of this particular episode of the podcast. So for now, we are just going to know a little bit about Sakshi. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to know a little bit about Sakshi and she's going to tell us a little bit about how she got into interior, and she's going to tell us a lot about art because she's really vested in art. She speaks art, she lives art, she actually thinks art, she does everything art, everything about her is art. So please, Sakshi, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, like your name, where you're from, and just...
So, yeah, like he said, I'm into art since the beginning, like since my childhood. I've only done like good art, so that's got me into interior designing and architecture. I'm basically educated in architecture, but I'm more invested in interior design because that's where I feel like it's more, it really touches me somewhere deep down. Yeah, it gives
Now
me that
there are
push.
there are people who, some people are born into things.
Yeah.
Some people are born into fashion, and some people are also born into designs. So some people see things and be like, I want that TV to be there, and I want that table to be there. And they look at your table and they look at it and say, oh no, I don't like this style of table. I want another style of table. I think a better style of table is gonna suit. And we have in the house today someone who's born into interior design, and someone who's born into art, someone who breathes art. And so she's going to be sharing with us a little bit about her career, how far she's come education-wise, and all that. So please, Sakshi, the viewers are actually listening, and they want to hear you talk about how art has been for you so far and how it's going for you so far.
Right. So I think you've you've little exaggerated the amount of art in the last seconds, but yeah. So art is something that can be implemented in multiple things in your everyday life, from the clothes you choose to wear to the type of tables that you sit in, or your tables, your kitchen stuff, even your notebooks or stationery. All that thing is derived out of somewhere, like it's made out of art. So you have to be disciplined about what kind of colors you like, what kind of aesthetics reflect back to you, personally, and then that you can build upon that throughout your life. So as a kid, I was always drawing or sketching or doing some art and craft in school. And then when I grew up a little, when I was a teenager, I used to watch a lot of TV, and then Disney got me hooked up to shows like
Disney. Like our TV sets, what is on there actually gives and inspires us. Please go ahead.
No, not just Disney, but that was the time when shows channels like VH1 had shows like The Crib, where you would see celebrity homes.
Yeah.
So I think that sort of content really interested me, and I was always into celebrity houses, and I would see how fancy they would. The money gets you the right art, I would say, but that got me really interested in architecture and interior design.
Architecture and interior design. Now, there was something she told me today. She said the quality of your work actually speaks the price of your work. If you want to actually be a designer architecturally, or you want to design interiorly, the way you put in the time, the effort, and even the work you put into it actually determines how much people are willing to pay for it. So people could actually look at your table you just crafted, or people could look at the work you just designed, or the house you actually designed, and say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna give the person $15,000 for it. It all depends on the effort and the work you eventually put into it. And today, we actually had a very, very good time exploring different quality stuffs, which you can actually see in the video right now.
You can tag us, it would be awesome.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. The Instagram is there at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Arcs
Yeah.
and straight lines.
Oh.
Let's go over to the back.
All right.
Also, moving forward from the video, Sakshi's going to tell us about how she's going through with art and architecture in school. Can you please show about what school did you go to? What school did you attend?
Right, so I went to U of T for architecture for my
UF
undergrad.
In case you don't know, UFT is University of Toronto.
Yes.
University of Toronto Architecture for her undergraduates. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so I went to U of T for my undergraduate architecture, and then now I want to practice in the field more with designer firms, and then brush up my skills and then learn what the actual business is about. So just like in fashion, interior design is also like a fully fledged industry in which you can like build upon your own design
Yeah.
business, and which eventually speaks for your personal style and your contribution to the industry as well. So that's where my interest
Please pay
lies.
attention. She said it speaks for your personal style.
Yeah.
So it's not just about just doing it. Now, everything, sometimes we want to wear what we want to wear. We want to be able to do whatever we want to do. Now, the way we present things actually gives what we define as style.
Oh
right?
yeah, 100%.
Now,
So like,
you've got a house
Yeah.
and you decide, some people could just buy any kind of chairs. You could buy a black chair, and when you buy a black chair, you'll be like, okay, I don't care, I'll just buy a normal table, and probably I'll just buy a normal bar.
Yeah.
When you do it like that, it's okay, it's your life, it's normal, but when you take an extra mile to want to match the chair furniture with the table furniture, with the TV stand furniture, with the class of TV you're getting,
Yeah.
it puts you on a better level of style and on a better level of design thinking.
yeah, true.
So please give us a little bit of light. In your school, in University of Toronto, did you guys do much about designs? Did you have anything that was very intriguing in the course of your study that you felt was really, really impactful to you studying?
Right, so I'm more interested in the technology part of design. Eventually that's
Technology part.
Yeah,
Please go
because
ahead.
you can think of things like Google Homes or artificial intelligence getting into, interior designing is much more a thing of the future. So it's like, how can you be more sustainable with your lighting? It's obviously when you automate it, right?
Yeah.
When you have automated lighting or automated electricity, that's going to be the future of interior designing, but also sustainability in general. But coming to that, I think I was more interested in designs that are like indigenous,
Indigenous designs.
Yeah, that comes out of, pure natural culture, which is untamed by, industrial aesthetics. So that is coming out more, with something of a substance in that rather than just, plain mass consumerism. And it's good because you have so many communities all around the world that have a certain sense of cultural art, which can be, incorporated into interior designing, not just interior, but, even product designing, even in fashion.
Yeah.
So that's what I really like. And since I'm from India, we have almost thousands and thousands of, design aesthetics and art.
1 minute there, please. She said, first of all, she's from India and she's actually studying down here
Yeah.
in Toronto. Not only is she studying down here in Toronto, she's been to lots of countries, so she's got experiences. She's got the taste for the kind of designs, architecture she actually wants. Now, she even told me about some hours ago that India has got a lot of designing right now going on over there, and it's a good place to want to invest in fashion design and also in terms of architectural design.
Architecture.
Now, we all know the world respects India for a lot of computerized stuff like database management and technologies and all that. Now, incorporating architecture and interior design into technological softwares and programs are something that is actually fathomable, something that is actually beyond, and it is very, very. I saw
designers to apply the makeup so we make your face look more.
Like you mean the makeup for Are you talking about the makeup for all of this?
Yeah, so in this space, we can use different lights to achieve different looks.
Yeah.
Right now we have focus on the wall.
Okay.
And then keeping the space really simple.
Yeah.
So we can have something like this where we can have the focal points on the table.
Oh, that's nice. This is more like a minimalist design as well.
Yeah. So shining a light where it needs to be can be more effective and make it look prettier.
All right, thank you very much. Tell us a little bit about this.
I don't want to be out So these are 5 of the 8 new colors that we have.
Okay.
The one on the end here, the Icilium, that's one of them that comes in a polished finish.
Okay.
The rest of them here come in a home finish. So
Okay.
more natural. We've tried to kind of capture the essence of nature in these products.
Yeah.
So you can see they're a bit more earthy, a bit more organic. Very subtle, but they're
Organic?
They're neutral.
You say they're very organic?
They're organic, yes. That's
Oh.
kind of the vibe we're going for.
Okay.
But also in terms of composition, these products are they're more eco-friendly. So that's kind of what we're trying to do with the Pebble collection.
All right, no problem. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Yeah, exactly. It's all for display.
Hi, sir. Hi, can you tell us a little bit about your product, please?
Which one are you talking about? So
Yeah,
this
that
is-
one.
This particular one?
Yeah.
All right. So this is from Riabel.
Okay.
All right. This is called the Azure.
Okay.
It's a pull down faucet. Unfortunately, it's kind of blocked in the bottom there. But if you
Alright.
come over here,
Okay.
I can show you. This is the touchless version.
Okay.
So by just putting your hand on the side, it turns off.
Can you do that again, please?
I can.
Wow. So I put my hand
Yeah. Go ahead.
and it's still running.
Yeah.
Okay. When I put my hand like this,
Yeah.
it turns into whoa.
That's it. Right.
Yeah.
All right. And this also has a pull down,
Oh.
but it's a hidden pull down.
Okay.
So it's a nice even transition from the neck right into the spout.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
And also, you can also, when you turn it on, it also does a salad spray as well.
Oh yeah. Nice. This is really good.
All right. So
Yeah.
so Riabel is a company from Saint Jerome, Quebec.
Okay.
It was started by Mario Belil
Okay.
years ago, a third generation plumber.
Yeah.
And he wanted to come up with a product that was easy for the amateurs to put in
Yeah.
and the professionals. So
Nice.
This is kind of the next generation. He has since sold it, and now we're a house of roll, so we have a number of companies
Yeah.
that we represent.
That's good. That's very good.
Okay, like I really want something nice for me to use it every day and have the ability to enjoy it.
How many years do you think this lives?
How many years?
Here, like it would.
I'd say like, I don't know. Like, what do you mean, like how many years?
Yeah, like.
Years as in like in manufacturing?
Yeah.
Yo, about like 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can print on acrylic, on paper, on canvas, on velvet, on wood. It's actually printing. Exactly. It's printing.
A lot of it today, and I can tell you that some lights can just blink into different colors and even show a picture, and it's all enhanced by just one singular thing, thinking, idea, and all that. Can you share with us a little bit about how this idea, you're a designer, so how does this idea come? Does someone just sit down and the idea comes, or does someone look into a particular artifact and say, okay, let us change this or let us change that? Can you throw a little bit of light on how ideas come, at least for you?
Right. So, for me, the most basic principle is that the item or the space or anything that you're designing has to be functional first, because it's going to be used and it's going to be reused, so it has to be functional. Then, now that you're done with assigning it a function, maybe for example a bottle or something like that, then you have to give it color and aesthetic and something that attracts the eye, right? So it has to be.
Take note, attract the eye. Your fashion has to attract the eye.
Yeah.
Your TV design has to attract the eye.
Yes.
The table you have in your living room has to attract the eye. The couch you're sitting on has to attract the eye. It has to be an attraction point. That's people see it and wow. There has to be a wow in it. Please go ahead.
Not just wow, but it has to be very personal. It has to be, utilized for a long period of time. So just make it very pleasing to the eye. I would like to say that. Use the type of colors that you personally prefer. Don't believe in what's just out there, like what's trendy is going to be, will work for you for a long time, but it won't, because trends come and go. But your personal style, like for example, for me, my idea of good aesthetics is just keeping it very minimal and earthy tones. Like almost all of my stuff at my place is very like earthy tone, because I know that goes a long way. It's always classic.
Yeah.
And class never goes out of style.
Class never goes out of style. She just gave us a punchline. That's a big punchline. Class.
Yeah.
Class never goes out of style. And she just actually said it. And that is 100.
Yeah.
Now, Sakshi, can you tell us a little bit about class?
Right.
What are classy
What
artifacts?
are classic?
What's a classic artifact?
Class. So, for example, like a black suit or a black dress has always been in class. Even if you go to bars, 20 years down the line, you would want to wear a black suit or a black dress.
Okay.
So that's what I mean by class. In interior designing, features like, some designs are just, for example, that bookshelf that you have right there.
Yeah.
It's got a particular class to its design. You can have a bookshelf that's like head, from top to bottom, made with a very like fancy forms and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like a classic bookshelf, minimalistic in style, will never go out of style. Right?
I actually like minimalistic designs 100%. It's something I like a lot, and I don't joke with it. I know some people like having the arrangements in different kind of ways, but I just like simple minimalistic designs. And I'm not gonna lie, I think minimalistic design is actually a classic design as well. Would you say that?
Yeah, it's relying more on how you like implement it in your interior design setup more than its own design. So like a white chair, you can just keep it anywhere in the room, you can use it multiple times, and just like the simplicity and is what's it speaking. So minimalism is like a win-win in today's generation, but like I personally feel go more green, go more earthy, like use a lot more forest products, use wood texture a lot more in your homes, and use indoor plants a lot more, because that has some psychological and cognitive effects to you. It keeps you calm.
Please take note. You see, what she's saying right now, yeah? I don't get a lot of things like, I'm not oriented. She's giving me a big orientation about not only design, she's giving me orientation about design, being calm.
Mental wellness.
Mental what?
Yeah, listen, so you stay at your home for a long time, right? You all are indoor, and after the pandemic, most of the things are happening indoors, and people are working from home more.
Yeah.
So your home is like the Swiss knife. I heard it somewhere.
Swiss knife.
Your homes are like Swiss knife. It's multitasking for you. So always be mindful which space is oriented according to mental wellness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now she's saying a lot of things that I'm not gonna lie to you. You might be wondering like what she say, but there are some things I'm not even conversant with myself, because she's making us understand that your design can affect your peace in the house.
Yes.
Sometimes you want to have one color for probably everywhere. Like maybe you have a white couch or a milk couch and a white table and just that, or you have a black one. It all depends on how it makes you feel. Is what she's saying. Like the design could be very interactive, and it can actually make you feel good every time you eventually go into your house. So it's not something you just want to feel like, okay, I just want to make my house the way it is. I just want to make these the way it is. I want to be able to do it in a way that it fits my taste. It gives me peace. It helps my mental relaxation and all that.
Oh yes.
So please
So,
go ahead.
do a lot more of art. I would say try to have art that personally reflects your taste and values and your sensibility. So and have it in your rooms, in your walls, because that's gonna make you motivated to like work also, right? Sometimes I just have good graphic designing around me, and then that just keeps me going throughout the day. And sometimes when I'm like not feeling like working, I see plants and just the visuals outside. So outside my window, right? So always like sunlight is a big thing for me. So I always tend to have places that have huge windows.
Nice.
So design is very simple. Like people have made it like sound like very complex. Oh, this is like rocket science, but it's not.
No, it's not. It's not rocket science. She just got a point there which I actually want us to actually focus on. She said, because we've got a lot of people right now working all the way from home. Now, if you're working from home, you need to have your space in a place that you feel okay and your mental state is fine for you to be able to work. Because if your table is not good or your chair isn't actually sitting properly and you don't have the right space, or if the weight or even the length or the height of your table is not actually in a good place, you can actually press the computer and be able to work effectively as you do want. So another kudos to what she said about having a good space and designing it properly. It's very, very important. Now, before we go forward about design with Sakshi, we're just gonna ask her a little bit of a personal questions about her life and all that. Like, let's get to know her, because when you get to know people, you can understand where they're coming from with their style, with their class, and their personality. So, Sakshi, can you tell us a little bit about you? What kind of music do you like?
Kind of music. So I actually don't have one favorite genre of music. I have this weird playlist in which I listen to classic, sitar.
Classic, you hear it.
Yeah, so classic music, then followed by something that's R&B sometimes, and then in the gym I'm more like something that's upbeat and hip hop or rap or like R&B, mostly R&B actually.
Yeah, R&B.
And then I'm a huge Bollywood junkie.
Oh, she likes Bollywood. She's definitely a beautiful Indian lady, so Bollywood is part of it. Do you dance?
Yeah,
Do
Bollywood
you
is
dance
a huge
with the
part.
movie? With the
No, I
movie?
don't dance, but I like people who dance and I watch them.
Yeah.
That's
How do you guys go about that? Because most of the Bollywood movies, you're watching some Bollywood movies and you see people dancing and shaking their body. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes it gets into me and I'm like,
yeah. So
is it a culture? Is it a culture for you guys to always have it in a movie? Because most of the Bollywood movies have got the song and the dancing scene. Is it a culture for you guys?
yes, it is. It's like a movie is not just drama or the story. It's also about expression. So music and the dance videos that you see in the movies are basically that expression, which is basically telling you a story through music and dance.
Oh.
But you can listen to the songs otherwise also, right? And I watch so many movies a year. Like, I'm a huge Bollywood junkie. I would watch thousands of movies. Like, literally every movie that releases, I watch them.
Nice. Alright guys, we're moving to the next phase, and we're gonna be asking Sakshi to tell us about what she anticipates from design works. Like, what do you look out for when you see a work, when you see an artifact, when you see anything? What do you look out for? Like, what draws you to it? What makes you feel like this is good?
Right. So, quality really, really attracts me. Like, something which is unique and has not just the outside of it, but like has good material used to it. Something which is, sustainable. Something very like solid. Like, I would prefer solid works more than just like some. Well, I was gonna say that some stuff which is not like durable and long lasting that you feel is like shaky and
Yeah.
it looks good but it's not that strong and durable, then I would say that's not what I would go for. Ever.
Okay, that's nice. She just explains that she likes durable, very durable,
Yeah.
classic works.
Yes.
Like she's a very classy lady, and she likes she's stylish.
I'm
So,
not like okay.
definitely.
Ovie is trying to oversell me, guys. I'm very chill. Okay?
I'm gonna sell her. She's a beautiful lady, and also not only is she a beautiful lady, she's actually a designer. Yeah, talking about being a beautiful lady, like someone actually could be watching this now, and probably he is a billionaire and is looking at this beautiful lady and said, I will definitely hire her to come and style my house, or probably do the interior designing of my house.
Yeah, for my work, okay, not me.
Exactly.
Okay, guys.
For her work, not her.
I don't take
actually.
myself too seriously. Like honestly, I don't think I'm that beautiful. Like
You don't think you're beautiful?
I am, but no, not like.
You are beautiful. You are very beautiful.
Okay, thank you.
Now,
So
I know
are
a lot
you,
of
Ovie, so are you, okay?
A lot of people got insecurities in life. Yeah, a lot of people got insecurities in life. Yeah, I get people tell me,
I
"Oh,
get
you."
shy.
I get people tell me, "Oh, you're cute," and I'll be like, "Me? What the hell?"
Yeah.
I'll probably Savas, my friend, looks at me and like, oh, he's just an asshole.
Listen,
I'll
I look good
probably-
today because I've showered. You know, I took my shower and that's why I'm looking nice and
But-
decent. But
but no,
honestly,
you're
on
actually
most
beautiful.
days I look like very like homeless. I'm such a homeless looking person.
I think even in your being homeless, you are still beautiful. Yeah, you're a very beautiful lady. Now, I want to talk to you about that. For talking about being beautiful now, that, do you ever feel like,
Just shower, like.
should we talk about relationships?
Relationships? Oh, guys, I can
Are you
talk
single?
about.
Are you single? Or are you currently seeing someone?
No, I'm not seeing anyone.
She's not seeing anyone. She's
But that's
single.
just bad luck, guys. Like, I think I'm not good at relationships, that's why I'm not seeing anyone, but.
She said she's not. Maybe you said what? You think you're not good at relationships?
No, I'm not.
Why do you think so?
Because I'm single, right? If I'm single, that means I'm not good at
No,
relationships.
a lot of people actually. A lot of people are single. I know of many of my friends who are single. It doesn't mean they're not actually good in relationships. There are possibilities whereby you could be good in a relationship, or maybe you haven't met the partner who can be able to understand you in the level that you eventually want to be understood at.
Guys, meet the new love guru in Toronto. The love guru personality who is from the land of relationships.
I'm not a love guru, but I don't think anyone out there should actually think that they're not good in relationships. Now, what I have to say about that is different people bring out different personality in people. You could meet someone that could actually make you very happy, and you wonder and ask yourself questions like, is this really me? I've never experienced this kind of a feeling before.
Yeah, well,
Now-
I've not met that angel, so.
You don't. You haven't.
So guys,
Yeah, you
I'm
haven't
really
met-
doing well on my own. Like,
Yeah, good.
if I meet that person, I'll let you know. But so far, no.
So
Thank
do you
you.
think do you think you can eventually meet someone, or do you think you can actually? What are the criteria? What do you look out for when you're looking for a partner?
I don't really look out for something specific.
Yeah.
Like, personality is something that really strikes me.
Personality, guys, have good personality.
Yeah, just
So
be funny. Just like
be funny.
Yeah.
Don't go and squeeze your face so hard. She's a beautiful lady. What the hell?
the reason why I've not hung out with Ovie so much is because
Oh,
he's
God.
just not funny, you know. So that's why. And today I just took out the time because we had some serious stuff about this design
No.
show we went to, but otherwise. I've been telling him to like crack jokes, okay?
Yeah, she's been telling me, okay, I'm not gonna lie, like we actually went out and she's been telling me crack jokes. Funny, but the point is I have to have the joke to want to crack.
Yeah.
You don't want to actually say things that are not actually fathomable or are not funny. If I crack a wrong joke and be like the rabbit ran into the hole and she'll be like
The
"What-
only
what?"
funny thing that today came from his mouth was this fancy name that I just heard. Esian.
Oh, Essien. She said the name Essien is a fancy name, and I told her that's a name. She said it doesn't sound like a name. What did you say it sounded like?
Esian sounds like a fancy bird. You know,
Of-
like a bird sound like Hessian, like Slytherin. Like
She said like a fancy
Harry
bird.
Potter shit, like, you know? Hessian. Like something that Harry Potter wants to get into
So-
the Chamber of Secrets.
so-
So, he says like Hessian.
So in almost 4 hours of hanging out with her, the only thing she's taking cognizance of the hanging out with her is that I mentioned a name called Essien, and
Yeah.
Essien is actually a very good friend. So
Yo, I want to see who Hessian is.
you want to see who Essien
Yeah.
is? He's a very nice guy. He's a very cute guy, very gentle, very quiet guy like that.
Yeah, obviously his name is fancy, so
He should be fancy. Maybe he might be the one for you, you know.
Hessian. Okay, don't try to set me up with your friends, okay?
Oh, well,
No.
you're single. Essien is actually single.
Yo, I want to meet Hessian.
You want to meet Essien.
Yes.
Yeah, if you meet Essien, definitely for sure, you will actually like Essien. Essien is a very nice guy for sure.
Actually, guys, I'm not for, dating. Actually,
You're not for dating.
No, I don't.
So what are you for? Tell us, because people listening to
I'm
you,
for a good time.
she likes good time. Now, you need to be able to understand people's personality. Now, that's the reason why there's a difficulty in having relationships. Now, if you are meeting someone and the person is in for good times and you do not actually believe in good times and you're a homebody and you be like, oh, let's just chill and watch Netflix, you're gonna have problem with that. Because some people are very activity conscious. They want to go out, they want to do things, they want to be able to hang out with people, they
Yeah.
want to have good times, good environments and all that. So
Welcome to psychology with Ovie.
it's not psychology.
Guys,
Actually, it's not psychology. I'm just trying to make you guys out there, especially the very, very interesting guys, that this lady out here is a lady of substance and a lady of class. And not only is she that, she likes a good time, a very, very good time. So you can actually make her the most happiest lady in the world.
I'm
by-
already happy, but you've just oversold me, you know?
No, it's the point is actually to make
He's
the world. The point is to make the world actually. So the point is actually to make the world understand that she's a beautiful lady, and not only is she a beautiful lady, she's a classy lady. So moving out from that, no,
Yeah.
you're free. You're free. It's a free one.
Okay. I
So
was just-
moving out from that, I want you to tell people, there are definitely younger people out there who want to get into the career or the place where you are right now.
Yeah.
Like, let's say 8 years ago, you didn't think you were going to be here. Like,
Yeah.
what would you tell people who want to get into architectural designs and all that right now? What would you tell them?
Yeah, so anyone and everyone who's looking for a long career in this, so I would say get into an architecture school or design school and get your hands on any software that gives you the flexibility of designing. So for example, work on 3D software. I work on Rhino and I tend to experiment with Illustrator, Photoshop, and literally, like if you get into design school, the first thing you're going to be tested upon is going to be your software skills. So like start with softwares that work well with you, and then try to sketch more. I would say people don't have this habit of sketching, but now I feel like sketching gets you to places, and as long as you can sketch what you have in mind, that will really give you a long way ahead. Okay, and work on your portfolio. Bring in like stuff from different genres and different design fields into that portfolio. Don't just think if I'm in architecture, it's going to be all about buildings. It's going to be about your sketching with different like life objects or even paintings. Like mostly architects are good with visual designing, I would say.
Architects are good with visual design.
Yeah.
Now, before we move forward in that, please, I want to ask you a question, please. You're from India.
Yeah.
And she's from India, so there are definitely people out there who are from India who are thinking of actually getting into architectural design. How is the process of being able to enroll from India, get an admission into a school in Toronto, and also be able to pursue your dreams in architectural design? How did you go about it so they can be able to hear that and they can have that information of how to be able to go about those applications?
So when I graduated high school, I took a 1 year gap, and then try to focus on getting to know the industry better than actually just starting with university right away, because I thought I was not sure about it first. But then that gap year gave me the exposure to get to know architecture more. And then after that, I applied to University of Toronto directly on their admissions website and got into here. But not just University of Toronto, I actually applied to many countries. So Singapore was my first priority, but I did not get into NUS, National University of Singapore, because it's very competitive. But that was my first choice, and everything that happens for a good reason. That's what I believe. At University of Toronto, I think the program was much more flexible with not just architecture but design in general. So I got my hands on graphic designing, product designing, industrial designing, and even like filmmaking, for example.
Filmmaking?
Yeah, so I just made like art films in my last semester, and that was a good experience because it's how you explore the vision.
Yeah.
Not just in form of architecture, but in form of any creative artistic field. So you have to be like creative first, then decide your own field. So no matter which country you're from India or Bangladesh or Pakistan, I would say just be multidisciplinary in your creative, experiences.
They're grades you need to get to be able to apply to schools down here.
So I was a straight A student. I wouldn't say like A plus, but I was quite like average, like average to above average. I would say, not like extraordinary, but yes. During my high school, I did a lot of extracurriculars, so that made me, my application got accepted here at University of Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I gave the English test, which is IELTS, which is pretty much standard for all non-American schooling systems outside US and UK. And then I had a portfolio, my application, that's it.
Okay, she had a portfolio, she had an application, she had good grades, and she focused on those good grades, and she got an admission.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she moved to Toronto. Now, we're going to ask another question. Did you experience any culture shock when you first got to Canada?
Yes.
What were the culture shocks, the differences, the lifestyles? What were the culture shocks she experienced when she first came to Canada?
First of all, people in Canada are so polite.
Very polite. She's on 100. Give me a knuckles for that. Yeah.
So if you think you can be like straightforward or rude or sassy about certain things, especially things that are not just very sensitive to certain communities, just be mindful of that. Don't be your rude self from wherever you are.
Don't be rude to Canadians, because Canadians are
nice.
very polite. They're very polite.
Yeah.
What other culture shock did you experience when you came to Canada?
So
the weather, did you feel anything about the weather?
The weather, it was so cold. Yeah, the music. Actually, the thing that really struck me was how people are so into themselves. They're not very talkative here. So people talk less and they are focusing on themselves. They have a strict, life routine from Monday to Friday, and then Friday they hang out with friends, and Saturday is more chill out, and then Sunday you get mentally prepared for that. So the fast life really struck me. I was not ready.
Fast life. She's not lying about that. Other parts of the world, they are good, but when you come to Toronto, it's everything is quick. People going to work, people coming back from work, and all that, and if you're not on that speed, when you're not on that frequency, you're gonna lose out. You're not only gonna lose out, you're gonna be losing money, because every time is money in Toronto, time is money around here. Anything you're doing, you've got to be concise, you've got to be focused on it, and you've got to be very, very quick. Did you have any culture shock with the food down here?
No, actually, food, to be honest, food in Toronto is actually good.
Very good.
You can have options from China, Japan, literally every country you think of, and there's food of that here.
Yeah.
So I could find Indian food near my place. I was happy, but I was also exploring the city, and then I could find many other places for food.
Nice. So the food, she was good with the food because
Yeah.
there are places around to be able to get any food
Yeah.
she wanted, even better.
It's quite diverse in Toronto in terms of food, and also, yeah. The only thing I didn't like was that in winters people only wear like black and grey clothes.
Black and grey clothes just for winters. This is even the first time I'm hearing this, but she's actually very attentive because
Yeah.
I have a friend who has agreed about that during winter in Canada, in Toronto, people wear two colors of clothes, black and grey.
Yeah, and sometimes they have options in brown, and even the most basic clothes here are overpriced in certain brands that I don't want to name. But the whole
Basic clothes overpriced. In
Yeah.
some
yeah,
brands
in
we
some
don't
brands.
want to name.
We don't want to name.
We don't want to go ahead.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, just so I'm waiting for summers because I want to see more color.
Yeah. Yeah, it's colorful. It's very colorful during the
Yeah,
summer. You get
yeah.
white, but you're more white colors. So I went all the way to the mall, the Toronto Eaton Center Mall, and when I wanted to buy a shirt, and the lady there said, we're already approaching winter. You need to get something that's not white.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
because during summer a lot of people buy white shoes, white shirts, and all that. So it's like the seasons even come with different colors.
Yeah, and the huge jackets, the parka jackets that we wear are pretty much standard in design.
Yeah.
So unless you're not buying something really like designer stuff, like from probably big designer stuff,
Yeah.
who actually put in efforts to like design something even with the winter wear clothes.
Yeah.
The normal stuff is so monotonous. Every season they bring out the same stuff, and there's no design. It's so like boring.
All right. We have some people, some beautiful ladies from India who are actually going to be watching this, and they also will be seeing this. Now, what would you tell a young lady who is moving all the way from India to Canada? What are the major things you tell her to look out for? What are the precautionary advices you will give to her?
Precautionary advices. Actually, Toronto is very safe.
Very
So,
safe.
Like safer than from where I come from.
Okay.
So I'm from the north part of India, so Delhi, and that area is actually not so safe for women. And like when I come to Toronto, when you come to Toronto, you will feel that you are in a very safe zone. So you can you can hang out at night. You don't have to worry about much. But precautionary, I would still say that try to be cautious with what? I can't really think of anything. Like, just don't hang out with sketchy people.
Don't hang out with sketchy people. How do they know the sketchy people? What would be your definition of sketchiness in terms of, because they are very young. There are people in Sheridan College. There are people in Sheridan College. There are people in Brampton.
Yeah.
There are more people also even coming to be able to get education and even a better life down here in Toronto. So it's very important. These things are things like, they could just click on it and on YouTube and be like, yeah, this lady is telling us something that is actually very, very intuitive. And since she's telling us this the reason why it's good to be able to give the information out there.
Yeah. No, I get it, but yeah, guys, be careful with your finances, because when you
That is 100%.
yeah.
Canada is not cheap. You can come in with $10,000
Yeah.
and your money is gonna be with you, and you just keep buying, or living the life, and you're gonna go.
Yeah, be careful with your finances. Don't think that you have to dress up really pretty, or dress head to toe. You have to bring out several brands. You don't have to do that. Just wear basic clothes, and nobody judges here. No one. It's pretty chill. It's like New York, but futuristic. So everyone's slower and much more calmer. People are polite. They don't really care what you wear, what you don't. If you
And that's true. They don't care what you wear over here.
yeah,
So
yeah. I go to classes in my PJs and literally my slippers and some basic hoodies that I buy from like H&M. No one gives a damn, literally.
Exactly. So you need to understand that your finances, she just nailed on it. That Toronto is safe, but when you come in, be careful about your finances. Plan your finances so you don't actually get into a place whereby you're spending too much than you're earning or spending too much than you actually have.
Yeah.
That's a very, very good advice. So before we actually call it a day today,
Yeah.
can you leave us with a word of wisdom? Not just for people. What's if someone meets you and say, okay, tell me anything about wisdom. What word of wisdom would you leave us with?
Word of wisdom.
Word of wisdom. She has told us about designs. She has told us about artifacts. She has told us about how you guys could migrate all the way from India down here and all the processes. She has also given a very precautionary advices as for ladies. And not only that, she has told us about a lot of beautiful things. So we want her to leave us with a word of wisdom before we call it a night. What word of wisdom would you tell people, like to tell younger people? What would you say over time you've experienced, and since you experienced, you can be able to say, yes, this is something to be able to advise younger generations or younger people about?
Okay, I have something. Don't think that a certain degree or a certain program or a certain well-established, no matter what the name is, what the brand is, university, whatever, something that really makes your career is your skills and your ability.